put $800 into Shiba, and I got 14.8 billion shares. 2 weeks before that, I would have had, I don't know, like 1 trillion tokens, and I would have been sitting on like on $100 million right now.
This episode is sponsored by
Alphacoin.
Social, business, lifestyle, metaverse, America's metaverse.
Welcome to Livestream. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Plains, with our co-host, Jeremy. Today we have some special guests that drove all the way to Miami to spend the day with us. We have the founder of Alphacoin, Jorge Guinovart, and the director of business sales, Alex Diaz. I'm so excited to have you guys. So George, let me answer your question. How do you wear so many hats? I mean, you own a construction company, you're the founder of Alphacoin. How do you have time?
Well, it's cool. It's kind of what we always talk about. You just can't say no to, you just got to have a go, go, go mentality, you know? I mean, I personally told my wife, give me one good year, you know, don't be on me. Give me one good year to build this. Don't drive me nuts if I get home at 7 o'clock, you know, or 8 o'clock, you know, and I would say that she's the rock of the family. She understands it. She doesn't give me hassle about it. She doesn't say anything. She understands it. She knows, you know, how passionate I am, how, you know, she saw me. I mean, you know, we've been together for 12 years. So she saw me, you know, going from not making any money, like raising enough money to buy our first house, to get the down payment and pay the homeowners insurance that they wanted up front on closing costs. And you're like, wait, hold on, you know. So, you know, saw, you know, and then saw the evolution of still the business, you know, the construction business going to, you know, where it is today, that it's afforded me the, you know, the opportunity to be able to, you know, kind of leave it, you know, in cruise control with, not to do the day-to-day operations. You know, I'm sure you're in the same. You're here. When you were first working, you're like, all right, hey, come here. You know, I'll do it right now. You know, give me what insurance do you have. You know, you know. Now you're like, okay, you know, I have, you know, everybody. You're like, oh, okay. So how many clients did we get today? Okay, cool. You know, all right, cool. So then it's kind of brought me into being able to, you know, focus and build, you know, the Alphacoin, the metaverse, and you know, now I'd say I'm a metaverse builder first and a construction developer as a hobby. So kind of what you said 10 minutes ago when you said, you know, we get to these levels. This is gonna be a hobby because it's still something.
Because it's fun.
It's still fun. Like I said, even if I make $100 billion building this, and we build this, and this is, you know, the next Facebook, I'm still gonna buy 1 or 2 properties a year, big ones, and build new homes because I love it, you know, for myself, not for a client. So I'm not for sale for the client, but for myself. So
not only is he building tangible assets that you can physically touch, he's also doing it in a virtual realm, which is amazing.
That was the bridge that we were missing. You know, there was, you know, there's real, you know, the tangible assets, but now we're getting into the virtual world. And don't be surprised if Bank of America, Chase, and all these big banks start giving out big mortgages and foreclosing for virtual property. So
that's amazing.
Yep.
So Alex, you mentored me, you helped me buy the coin. I'm sure that it's a little bit of a process, but how do you recommend we give this the ease of use to our listeners? What support would you be able to give them?
I could do a video and put it on my Instagram or put it on the Telegram. You can follow us on Telegram. It's a little bit of a process buying it, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. That's basically the only thing I could probably provide right now. But the people that usually need help buying it, they find my phone number, they call me. I do the whole FaceTime thing like I did for you. But yeah, definitely it's a process. You know, we're looking to get into some top tier exchanges, and when that happens, it's going to be a lot easier to buy. It's going to be a lot easier to be trading and buying and doing stuff like that. But
I remember what he told me. He told me in our first or second call, you're like, Alex, you know, this gives the opportunity to build generational wealth, not only for you, but for your family. And another thing that captured me was when this coin goes to an exchange, guys, it's probably going to be a little too late already. So he gave me a perfect example. I'm sure you guys have heard of Shiba. Have you heard of Shiba, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
SafeMoon. I mean, there was guys that printed millions in a week or so, right, Alex?
Right, correct.
So
that's where I started my
You were
crypto.
them.
Yeah.
So see, these guys are living proof of it's a possibility. And George has ran a successful company for 20 years, and he's betting all of it on this coin and on Alphacoin.
100%.
So, what do you guys think? Like, what's the average person need to know about the metaverse and how it's gonna, how they can navigate themselves through that as an individual?
Well, the average person, I'd say, you're going to go in. I mean, once they start opening, it's a good question. I mean, the average person, basically, you're going to go in and the average person can go and buy. Basically, I'd say right now where the metaverse is more tailored to businesses for the average person, how they can expand on their business. And then as those businesses come in, because, we're still years ahead before everywhere it's going to be getting to the metaverse. But the average person, I would say, study what it is, study how it could benefit you. But right now, it's as the businesses start building in there, then you can, start going in there and buying. Because right now you're talking about there's very few businesses that are actually fully functioning in the metaverse.
So when, sorry, George, when people talk about like buy a piece of real estate in Mark Zuckerberg's home, is this what you're referring to, or is this a little different?
Yeah, there's gonna be land sales in Alpha City. You're gonna be able to own land in there as well. That's kind of a suburban area for phase 2. But yeah, it's the same concept. You're gonna buy a virtual piece of property. You're gonna own it. It's gonna appreciate. You can resell. You can we're gonna have a bank. We're gonna have a bank attached to it, a real bank attached to it that can pull out a mortgage. Finance.
Jeremy, blowing up.
What in the heck?
Yeah, I mean, before we got on here, I said compare it to New York City. Just you showed up in New York City and you just put your flag and you're like, I'm the owner. Let's start building, and that's what it is. And eventually, we're starting out the land sales. When we start the land sales, they're going to be about $10,000 a property. You're going to own it. You're going to own your own piece of property. You're going to have on the blockchain is your deed basically, and you're gonna build whatever you want on there. We'll help you out if you need help building. You build whatever you want on it. But in 3, 4, 5 years, and it appreciates. Everything's full. There's no more land. It's like anything. You can sell it to someone else. If that person can't buy, there's banks that are gonna give you a mortgage on it.
It's insane.
And it's a virtual world. It's basically the next creation of wealth coming up. You maybe bought a property for $10,000, you bought your property here in Port St. Lucie 10 years ago. There was nothing here.
Yes, and it's all appreciated.
Yeah, now $10,000 somebody sells, and then 20 years from now you're like, wow, I just sold this property for $200,000. And it's a virtual world.
So, how does the brick and mortar? How's that going to impact the brick and mortar?
I think brick and mortar is dead. Honestly, I think it's
I mean, look at J.C. Look at all these big brands that are just Amazon's buying their leases over and putting in their warehouses in, and they're saying, all right, let's go. I think brick and mortar. I think in the next 10 years is going to be tough.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
But one big thing about metaverses though is that we need to also keep that connection. There's going to be, we're have certain partners that, like certain events you go and you can get something in the real world and then use it in the virtual world and still keep kind of that connection. I don't know if you've seen, but the best, I guess, description, explanation of what the metaverse is going to be is the movie Ready Player One.
I've seen that.
Yeah, kind of like that's where
that's going to go.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah. Maybe not so many video games, but that's where it's going. And we personally talk to very, very big, successful people in the tech world, and that's where it's all going.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's just not here yet. So it's a little harder to understand, but that's where we're all going.
That's amazing.
How's it going to impact the services industry? What do you guys think? Like healthcare and stuff like that?
I mean, we in a way we are. I mean, go into a Chase Bank right now and there's no tellers. It's all machines.
We've talked about kiosks and stuff.
It's the same thing. It's like, okay, we're gonna raise the minimum wage, but have less. We're gonna just create more AI. So that's the problem with it. So it's the same services, just like what I'd said earlier. It's and the only way to explain it's what we already do, just better. So you're gonna go into a whatever business in the metaverse, and instead of having, a kiosk, you're gonna have an avatar that's pre-programmed. Like the way you go onto your website and they say, "What's your problem?" and you say, "Here you go," and they ask a question, and you're gonna have a little avatar that says, "Hey, how may I help you?" And then here you go. Can you help me here? And can you help me there? And it's the same exact concept. And right now it feels a little, you got right now we're in the Saved by the Bell Zach Morris telephone era. That you're like, you got the Oculuses on. Yeah. You're like, oh man, this is so bulky. Who's gonna come into the VR world? Well, give it a couple months. They're already working, on glasses. They're already working on contacts. So when these are all fully going like the metaverse world, it's gonna be easy. Hey, all right, let me put on glasses. Bam, I'm in.
Like the Oculus, for example.
Yeah, like the Oculus. But I compared the Oculus is like the Zach Morris phone right now.
Like
you had a big old glow up. You're like, who's gonna wear those things? But like, well, it's not. They're already, and it's already about to be released. Simple glasses that you're in the metaverse, and then it's the next transition, simple contacts, and then there's a little chip, and you're like, click, all right, I'm in the metaverse,
Yeah, this is going to change entertainment completely, and pretty much the whole world.
I mean, I've researched I've showed the article to Alex a couple times, but Citibank says it's going to be a $13 trillion industry by 2030. 13 trillion.
Wow, that's only eight years away.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, I'm still like processing this whole thing.
Have you ever been in the Oculus? Have you ever used it? Oh, you gotta use it.
I gotta get on there.
I actually have videos of him in my living room swinging like a maniac in the Oculus, like he's fighting like ninjas, and he's walking off a plank on the top of a building.
So
he's walking off the plank on the top of a building, and he's in my living room, and he's like, I don't want to jump. He's shaking because and I have him on video just laughing, and he's like, oh my.
My wife, she did the same plank thing, and I pushed her, and she freaked out because it really feels like you're on the
top.
Yeah,
it feels like you're jumping. It feels real.
It
feels 100% real. And you're standing right here, standing there, and you're looking at it, and it feels like you're on top of a building about to jump.
Now at Disney, I did do the Avatar ride where you ride the beast.
Yeah, it's similar.
And that was sick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a similar thing, I would imagine, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
But buy yourself a pair of Oculus. You'll see. You can get in there.
Well, hell, I might want to wait for the sunglasses now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wanted to go to Lake Tahoe, and all I did was just go, let me see Lake Tahoe, and I was able to just fly through Lake Tahoe like I was a drone, and I was just flying through Lake Tahoe. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'm like, come here, check it out. I'm like, we should go to Lake Tahoe.
That's right.
Yeah.
So these guys are the prime example of believing in yourself at a very young age. George and Alex started their own companies. Alex also owns his own real estate, right? Or you?
No, I don't own my own real estate, but I am a realtor.
Correct. He has a very successful real estate portfolio down in South Florida. And George, at a very young age, started his construction company. I mean, most guys were not even finishing their university, and you already started printing money.
Yeah, well, Wood can thank hurricanes for that. Once I said, wait, you guys have all these blue roofs, and we can make a lot of money just doing your roofs. Let's go. Let's do it.
So when I wanted to build this show or this podcast or live stream in general, my goal was to inspire that there's limitless opportunities for those that want to reach their max potential. I went to dental school, build my own business. These guys are hustling. They're constantly hustling. But you said it when we first talked. You were like, you have that mentality that you just go, and you don't have failure in your verbiage.
That's true. You can't fail. Only setbacks.
That's right. And the other day, Alex texted me, and we were talking back and forth about Alphacoin and how much is blown up. I mean, I got in maybe 6 weeks ago, and I mean, I've already 10x my money. And
it's still early.
It's so early still.
And then me and Alex is like, listen, just as much as you believe in George, I believe in him 10 times more because he's never let me down. So this is a man that's standing behind Alphacoin 100%, and he's not going to let it fall.
Facts.
Thanks for those words, Alex.
Yeah. No pressure.
No, there's no pressure at all. It's all from the heart. It's true.
Amen.
It's true.
And he's the model of the company because he's the best looking one. So.
So yeah, it's exciting to have you guys here today. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We can go around for days talking about crypto and the metaverse. And quick question I've always wondered. So, like, when Facebook changed the name to Meta, is that exactly the trajectory they're trying to accomplish now?
It's exactly. They got like 5,000 developers. They're building their own metaverse. But, I mean, they're about 4 years out. But, I mean, we personally know people that work there already in Meta, and they, and they're saying they're missing this, they're missing the point. I mean, if you get a show of hands here, who really uses Facebook still? It's kind of the older, they don't. It's not as much. Facebook isn't used as much.
More Instagram.
So
now,
yeah,
right?
it's more Instagram, more now even TikTok, and
Yes.
and even the older generations is transitioning to TikTok and Instagram and everything. So I mean, they're banking on their 1 billion users to transition into their metaverse, which I mean they're a powerhouse. Of course, they're gonna figure it out. But I mean, I personally know people that are in there saying, man, they still have 4 or 5 years before it actually like comes to fruition.
I remember when you told me when we originally spoke, you captivated me when you told me, you were sitting in your living room and you're talking to your father-in-law. Okay. And you told me, Alex, this is different because I saw there was stuff missing in other projects and I had to change it. So that's why I got so involved with crypto and Alphacoin. What exactly did you see that was missing that you could make a difference in?
Well, I mean, there's a lack just in overall, everybody's getting, if you see even metaverses that they're trying to promote now, hey, here's a metaverse, I want to sell my NFT, I want to do this, I want to build my little mansion so you can come and visit me, but it's not fixing like real world problems, we'd say. When I was talking to you about my father-in-law my father-in-law has Alzheimer's and dementia. This is something that you could, and he calls my name, my wife's name, the girl's, my daughter's names. He calls them, his mother's name, his dad's name. He's always talking about, his house when he was a kid and things like that. These are things that you can build, virtual worlds for these older generation to have these and put them somewhere and remember, give them
that's powerful,
and give them fond memories.
Exactly.
That you can build avatars of of their fond memories of like their mom, their kids, their original house when they were young and things like that. And and these and they're like and they can kind of their last couple years of their life remember those fond memories and kind of go into the light in kind of in a good way. And that's that's something Alphacoin is already in the works building as well.
That's amazing.
So that's there's a big gap there that like I said, the metaverse was more for the younger generation building. Hey, do the NFTs now. The older generation, is saying, all right, this is what we need, and this what I saw, and what not just me, because we're a group now that saw, hey, this is what's lacking. Let's build this, and then let's bridge. I mean, that's one of our main slogans. Let's bridge the real world to the virtual world. And that's what we're doing.
That's amazing. I didn't know it went that deep in. Yeah. But, you're building lifetime connections.
Even you and your practice.
Yes.
practicing. Eventually, the doctors are doing it in labs. They're practicing on patients in the in the metaverse, things like that.
Wow.
So you're going in. She distracted me the other day. You're going. I'm like, wait, I can't say it. Hold on. But you're going in there and they're practicing like if you got a heart surgery or you got I don't know. Well, for you, I guess you got a special
implant.
Yeah, special implant that you're like, I don't know if I'm going to touch a nerve or something there. And hey, you're practicing first. On an avatar to make sure that he's not going crazy. So, but yeah, that's another.
That's another
opportunity to do
wow.
too. Yeah.
This goes
even churches and schools.
Yeah.
We've spoken to some pastors and everything.
Yeah.
The next step is probably to do it in schools,
Okay.
Homeschooling, but you're in a classroom in a metaverse with avatars
Yes.
and all your friends and your parents they know you're safe with all the
yes,
stuff that's
exactly.
happening.
With everything that's going on. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
We had somebody that's a good point. You're safe. We had somebody that talked about the Travis Scott concert when everybody got
accidents
trampled
happen.
and everything. And they're like, man, I have a daughter that's 16 years old that loves Travis Scott. It's like, I would love for her to just watch him in the metaverse from home and not be stressed or worried about it, So there's so many things behind it that you're like, that's just a virtual world. Who wants to be antisocial? It's like, no, there's a lot of like reasons behind it and a lot of things to still bring, to be able to be social and also do that.
The world is changing, so
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
we're giving people that option that they could feel safe and do it in the metaverse.
Absolutely. So
And cheaper too.
a lot more affordable, right? So if you guys, I don't want to spoil anything, but in the next 90, 120 days, if there's a message you got to direct to our listeners about the projects you guys are working on or the special events you guys are working on, is there anything that you would like to share with us?
Research Alphacoin and buy.
Buy right now.
That's it.
Still early.
So Alex, how do they get in contact with you?
Text me 786-301-9798. I'll go out of my way to show you how to
my
buy.
This
gosh.
is going on
Listen
YouTube.
to that. Holy
This goes viral. You're
going
gonna
all
have
out.
to change your number.
It doesn't matter. Going all out.
Beautiful, Alex. Thank you, man.
Well, he can also reach him on Telegram, Instagram. We have AlphaCoin22 on Twitter. We got AlphaCoin.co on Instagram. We got AlphaCoin ERC20 on Telegram. Or you can just reach out on the website, research, and then
I went straight to the point.
You just
Let's
go
FaceTime.
after it. Let's go.
It's the best way to do it, that personal connection.
Doesn't get any better than that.
That's right.
For sure. So what else you guys got on the docket going with projects?
This is it. This is a baby. People have asked that. Oh, but I remember people have actually asked, but what other project have you done before? I'm like, well, this is the one I do. And I go, you don't want me to do other projects because that means they all failed. So I mean, we're here, we're working here, we're going on it, and we're this one's gonna be long term. This is our first metaverse, our first crypto coin, and it's gonna be our last.
Nice. I love it.
It's the only crypto I own right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Sold them all, right?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I lost a lot of money. I gained a lot of money, but I lost a lot of money. And the only thing that's really moving right now is Alphacoin. And it's solid. Doesn't get any better that my best friend's actually the owner of the coin.
Exactly.
And we're still so low at ground level that it's only up from here.
What are we at right now, Alex?
We're at 40 million market cap.
And,
with Ethereum going against us, actually. And the day that Ethereum does move up, forget about it.
It's going to be insane.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
yeah, and other comparable metaverses out now, which are the two prime ones, are 2 to 3 billion market cap. So I mean, to put it in perspective, you got 40 million market cap coin compared to a 1 to 2 billion market cap coin. You're talking about, 25 or whatever, 25 to 50x from here.
Wow. So we all have our good and bad days, right? I'm sure there's days that you have high highs and lows. What keeps you guys going as entrepreneurs daily to provide for your family, to build that generational wealth? What is your driving force?
You. People that believe in you.
That's right.
It's true. We got 2,000 people that have believed in us.
2,000, huh?
We got 2,000 holders so far. We're shooting for about 5,000 in the next 60 days. But I mean, people like you, say, beautiful. Man, I believe in you. Here you go. I'm going to put my hard-earned money in behind this project, and I mean that's it. That's number one. We're not only doing this to make good money in our pockets, but I mean the number one thing we say also is we make a lot of money. A lot of people we know are going to make a lot of money.
That's right. And
it's going to change. It's going to change a lot of people's lives.
It's absolutely. And
so
you're also changing. I mean, this metaverse thing is just in the beginning stages.
Changing a lot of people's lives doing this. So
that's beautiful, George.
Yeah, my group chats with everybody, when everything started moving, they were praising me. Thank you. It feels good to do that. And it feels good to get on a phone and show somebody to buy, and then they thank you, and it's like,
And what is the coin at today?
Today it's trading at 2 zeros and an 8. So
Okay,
it's a new all-time high. It's like I feel like every day we're at a new all-time high. We're at 40 million market cap. Ethereum moved a little bit, so since we're a 50-50 with Ethereum, our price went up a little bit.
Yeah, I have friends that, remember when we started texting, I started engaging other of my dentist friends and marketing companies, Jared, and also a dear friend of mine. And he said, what are you up already? And I'm like, dude, I'm already up 10x. He's like, that's impossible. And I'm like, look at my Coinbase wallet. It's gone up.
You started the big boom. My wife, she had a little bit of Shiba. I told her to sell. Let's put some more in Alpha. I got on the phone with you. You dropped big. forget about it. Right after that, we exploded.
Wow, that's awesome,
It was
man.
amazing.
I hope I bring you guys luck.
We started that
When
run.
we started it.
We literally went from 1 million market cap to 35 million market cap in like 20 days.
And then
That's
we,
right.
And then we haven't stopped.
That's right. And I
Now
don't
it's
think we're
just-
gonna
now-
stop.
Yeah, now it's just spreading everywhere. Everybody's hearing about it, and you're kind of and it's everywhere. It's just any kind of investment now. It's tough,
Yes.
to say the least. This is kind of the shining light that we're saying, hey, come park your money here. We're gonna be working hard for you. We're gonna be going, and we're gonna be working for you.
That's right. It's pretty awesome now that we can go ahead and share with the world within seconds. You put a live feed with stories. It engages Alex. It engages me. George shares it with somebody. Jeremy shares it with somebody. And by the time you have millions of people finding out about a product or a service or about you personally within seconds. That's the power of the internet. And I mean the way that we are changing, revolutionizing tech in general.
Well, literally, before we started this podcast, I was on the phone with somebody I've never met in my life, showing them how to buy. So it's like my wings are expanding to random people
So you got random people just calling?
all the time. That's why I gave out my phone number. I don't mind it.
So
Yeah,
when are we gonna start cloning Alex?
When the metaverse will create his avatar.
Exactly.
So George, when you estimate, sorry, that we're going to be going to like a KuCoin or like a Binance or
We I'd say in the next 90 to 120 days.
it's going
We're
to
building up the holder count right now.
okay.
Huge.
We're I mean a lot of that's a lot of things that we're doing different. Crypto, you say, oh, crypto, and then people are like,
Yes.
well, what is it? So that's another thing we've kind of learned,
To
on
change
other,
the stigma.
on other people's mistakes, the stigma, things like that. So, we could have already been on certain exchanges, certain smaller exchanges that people see on the news every day. They don't have money, they're figuring out. So we've been waiting only to get on the top tier exchanges, the most reputable, the Binances, the KuCoins,
Coinbase.
things like that. That's how we're waiting. And I mean, we without divulging too much, we're already in talks with them.
That's beautiful.
So we're already in that process.
That's great. So soon, Alex, your life will be a little easier.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's still
but-
going to be a little difficult because I got to tell everybody how to transfer their alpha to Binance.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
one more process.
It's one
And then
more-
once
But
you're on Binance, forget about
That's
it.
it.
But it's like anything. When it's harder to buy and it's more of a hassle, that means you're going to get a much better
That's
deal because
exactly-
you're going to weed out all the people that are like, this is too much of a mission.
Exactly.
I'll wait till it's on Binance that I could just put my credit card and buy.
But by that time, it might
by
be
that
too
time,
late.
by that time it's going to be too late.
It's gonna be
it's
too
It'll be like a 200 million market cap.
and it's not gonna be too late to make money.
Yes.
It's not gonna be too late to make money because you can still make money. You could put in $1,000, make $2,000, things like that. But the levels that we're talking about, that we're like what you got in, it's gonna be a little. It's gonna be already high, and once it's on the news, once
Yes.
it's then it's too late. So
It's already a little too late. But yeah, like you always said, there's always an opportunity to make money.
of course.
Yeah, we like back to the Shiba story. We caught it right before it got huge, and we bought it in March, the mid March. 2 weeks before that, I put $800 into Shiba, and I got 14.8 billion shares. 2 weeks before that, I would have had like 1 trillion tokens, and I would have been sitting on like on $100 million right now.
2 weeks earlier,
2
we
weeks
bought
earlier.
Shiba.
Wow.
But with
$100 million.
$800, I turned it into $1.3 million.
So how much did it go up in that time, Alex?
What it went from, I had it in March, and then in April it went up to 80 grand, and then it went down, and then back in May it went to 600 grand, and then it went back down to 100 grand. But mind you, my investment was only $800.
Wow.
In October is when it really took off. It got listed on
He
Binance.
has diamond hands.
Yeah.
He just holds it.
I held it. Everyone was telling me I'm dumb for not selling, and I'm like, no, my investment's only $800, and I'm still up 100 grand. October it got listed everywhere. It went mainstream, and I went up to $1.3 million off
That's insane.
of $800.
So you made $1.3 million out of $800.
It's pretty-
That's
pretty nice exes
That's
there.
a pretty nice return right there.
That's where I said, oh my God, crypto's mine.
You can't find that anywhere.
No,
No,
anywhere.
no. Did you guys get into SafeMoon?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got out of Safe Moon quick, but he
didn't.
stayed in.
I was
Safe
up
Moon.
60 grand in SafeMoon, and I ended up selling for like $1,000 loss. And it's
But
crazy because I bought SafeMoon and Shiba at the same time, but I had put more money into SafeMoon. If I would have done that, I would have been sitting like on another 100 mil right now on Shiba. I put 9 grand into SafeMoon, and I should have put it into Shiba.
So no matter how good the dentistry or construction or anything works, it doesn't pay those excess.
No, it doesn't. It won't. No wonder there's a shortage.
And that's why you got, construction developers and realtors saying, hey, we're going to, build in the crypto and build this space, because it's just, there's a lot of money for a lot of people in here.
There is. I mean, there's a shortage on Rolexes, Lambos, Bentleys, Rolls Royce. It's all this crypto money is out there, buying a lot of massive purchases.
Well, it's, what I'd spoken with you before. It's the internet. It's the internet that people didn't understand the internet, and they're saying, oh, the internet's a scam. It's the .com. It's all the even when the television came out, this is a scam.
So Jeremy, are you finally going to buy some?
I'll show you.
Alex will lead the way.
There you go. Welcome to the family.
You won't regret that move.
Well, actually, he bought the Ethereum when I bought it, but a day later. But you never went through the process.
No, I never completed the process.
And Ethereum went down too, I'm sure.
Live and learn.
What, the first time you bought?
Yeah.
That was back in the first week of June, or the end of May.
Yeah, around that time, right? Yeah, like Memorial Day weekend, or.
Yeah,
But again, I'm that person that doesn't fully understand the whole process. So I will need some hand holding.
Definitely. Actually, 90%.
What's his cell phone number again? Can you write that down?
He likes. Back up the video real quick. Then.
Actually, 90% of the people I show how to buy have never owned any kind of crypto, and they just trust me.
Yeah.
And everything that I've told them
You
is
do
they're
have
like,
a trusting face. Let
do.
me tell you.
Yeah.
It's the teeth. It's the pretty teeth.
Yeah, that's
Look,
right.
don't you like his teeth? You be
Very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Look at that
blinded. I'm
smile.
blinded.
So Alex, it's funny you say that. So a lot of our colleagues from high school, right, have then, like Jenna and Matt, have they bought in?
Of course,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Matt's
been in there since day one.
I told Matt from day one, we're opening up a coin, and I want you to spread the word. He goes, say no more. Matt's been a great access for us.
Matt's doing very
But
well.
did he ever do crypto before?
Never. Well, he bought a little bit of Shiba. He would like listen to me. There'll be other people pitching him crypto. And he goes, the only person I listened to about crypto was Alex and George.
Okay.
And then I told him about George's coin. He came to my house. I showed him how to buy. Launch came, and he bought, and then he's been spreading the word.
That's
I
awesome.
think he reached out to you.
Yes,
as well.
he reached out to me.
He goes, hey, Alex Alvarez is talking to me about Alpha. I go, I DM'd you, and I got your phone number.
Awesome.
And here we are today.
Beautiful.
And what a coincidence, because I had just told him the day before. You see Alex got a nice little Porsche, living on the water. I'm like, boy's doing good. I'm like, good for him.
I go, for real? I started following
Yeah,
you.
I'm like, man, I'm happy. That's good
Thank
for
you,
him.
Thank you,
know,
guys. It's just it goes back to what we were saying originally. You got to just work hard. You got to, it's all clean. You just got to pursue your dreams and never stop. And there was many days that I wanted to give up, and a lot of us want to give up and say, it's a lot easier to take the quick road and do other stuff and make money here, make money there. But at the end of the day, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to have a great support team around you to continue to change your life and your family's lives. Because at the end of the day, we do it for them.
100% for them.
We do it for them.
They're the fuel.
It doesn't even become about the money anymore. Yeah. It just becomes about your mission in life. You want to
giving them a better life.
We come. George, you come from Cuban ancestries, right? Yeah. Alex, I know you do. So we all come from immigrants. And
they took away everything.
Yes, and we build our own. Our parents sacrificed for us to be sitting here right now, and we got to be thankful to them for the opportunity they've given us in this amazing country.
And it is amazing.
That's deep. Keep going. Inspire us.
It's true though. I mean, you really put it. I mean, we grow up and we get a little spoiled here, but I mean, our families basically, everybody has the same story. They just come, they knock on the door, and they say, "Give us your house, take your family, everything, get out of here." We want your house, and you can't say no.
How many? I know personally. It took my family close to 20 years to leave Cuba. They left in 1980, and
76.
They had eggs thrown at them because they were saying, you guys are Yankees and whatnot. And my grandfather, he didn't pray it. I'm sure he was praying every single day to be able to get out of Cuba. Yeah. And
did they come straight here, or did they go to Spain?
No, actually, that's a great question. They left to Costa Rica and then Miami.
Yeah, my family, they went to Spain, to Madrid for like a year, and then they came here.
They transferred over.
But it was like that, a house that was passed down for generations, just get out of here.
Yeah.
To my grandparents, take your kids. My mom was 7 years old, take them, and come down to Miami and get out of here. You know?
And when your family came here, you guys had pretty much like us. They had nothing, right? They
Nothing.
just self
Little Havana. I remember even being in Little Havana grocery stores when I was a little kid, in the little carnicerias there and everything. So, yeah, that's how it is.
They receive no help from anybody.
They receive no help, not like now.
Exactly, no government help.
No, now they get in there and they get everything right when they come here.
So, that's the message I'm trying to get across. Not only are we talking about Alphacoin, we're talking about 4 young guys here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Medium.
That's all right. I'll take that too.
4 guys that, you always got to continue to believe in yourself and believe in what you're trying to accomplish, because at the end of the day, like George said, you got to believe in you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. I love it. Buy Alphacoin.
Jeremy? I see Jeremy. He's like mind blown. Are you okay?
He's still thinking about buying the glasses.
You know what's going on? He's
thinking about buying Alphacoin, actually.
Yes, I think he is.
He's like,
wait,
if Alex has got 10x and I was supposed to buy that day, wait, hold on.
What the hell am I doing? Is what I'm thinking. No, I mean, it's important because in a lot of the Gen X people and a lot of everybody that I run around with are so excited that you guys are jumping on, because we really, truly don't understand.
Yeah.
And, I just am really absorbing everything that you guys are saying. And it's been
mind-blowing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the word you can use. I mean, it's just incredible that that's coming to this, We all laugh about, the cell phones. We all laugh about the laptops and the computers and all this other crazy nonsense. But
this is the next wave.
I mean, this is just...
That's it.
It's crazy.
And it's due to change.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You've been having Instagram for 12, 13 years already. And
12 or 13 days for me, maybe. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. It's been
you remember what they used to say to Elon? I mean, Elon, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Elon, I read a story, and he was bankrupt in 2018. And Apple was supposed to buy him out. He was trying to get money from Apple in 2018 because he was going bankrupt. And now he's the richest man in the world.
Yep.
So, sometimes when people knock it down, that's the time you got to get in.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing about Elon, back then he was bald and now he has hair, and I want to know what he did. It's pretty crazy. He has like entradas up to here. Now he has a full head of hair.
That's right. It's called a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these companies, they fall, and, when they fall, people give up on them a lot of the times. And you got to stand behind it as a leader. And I'm sure you've been shot down a million times, and you're like, nope, I believe in this, I believe in this, I believe in this. Oh, this is just another crypto coin that's going to fail. But, I can see in you that you really, really are behind this 1,000,000%.
1,000,000%.
I think the most successful people in the world are built that way. Like, I'm not taking no for an answer.
No let up.
No.
Well, Jeremy, what do you always tell me? You're like, you never give up, man.
Yep,
like,
never give up.
You're always go, go, go. And he's like, you're going to hang yourself one day because how many risks you take. But at the end of the day, if you don't take those risks, you're not going to get anywhere, And if you're going to do all this research and spend 3 months researching something, by the time you get in, it's already too late. It's just like if you're doing a contract, right, for a building or a house or buying something, if you wait too long and you do all the research, it's going to be gone by the time you get there.
Yep.
How many of us have heard shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I mean, everybody's like, oh, I should have did this, or I should have done that, or I should have done that at that time, so on and so forth. And in order to, I'm not saying success is completely driven by taking risk all the time, but taking that risk and stop being that shoulda, coulda, woulda guy or gal. You know what I mean? Just
shoulda,
freaking do
coulda,
it.
woulda is big in crypto.
Yeah.
Shoulda
I
sold,
agree.
shoulda bought. I say that all the
agree.
time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I know a lot of people would suffer through it, but I'm doing it all the time. So I'm a go all the time. So I don't. I was thinking that. I was thinking that shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I'm like thinking, what is shoulda? I'm like, I don't really have many of those because I go.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm like, I want to do it. Go. Let's do it. I believe it. Let's do it. And just go with. I mean, it's never doubted you. If you go with your first gut feeling, and your first gut feeling, when you go with the second one and you doubt that, usually the second one is the wrong one.
Are you guys listening to that?
When you go with your first gut feeling, and it's always been like,
That's right.
Your gut feeling, you're like, I want to do this. You're like, no, but maybe that maybe is the one that's wrong. So you got to fight that feeling and just go with
That's
the
that gremlin trying to get
and
get
go with
in your
the
mind.
and go with your gut feeling. Like this is my first decision. This was my first. This was the one I was sure about. That's the one I'm going with. Whether right or wrong, this is the one I'm going to go with. So
Everybody's got to have a little gambler in them, right?
That's right.
yeah.
In this world, definitely.
For sure.
I like
You have a lot of
gambling
gambling in
I
you.
like gambling too. So I like gambling too. So I guess.
Well, are there any last words you guys want to share to our listeners about how to get to you, how to reach out? Any last comments?
No, just the Telegram, Alpha Telegram, Alpha Instagram, myself.
Yeah,
my
we'll
number.
make sure that we put you guys out.
Put like
live.
Let's put it in.
We'll put it
bright,
like on a
bold-
DJ remix with
Alex's
Alex's number
cell
in there.
phone and bright bold numbers.
Say your
okay?
number again one more time.
Yeah.
786-301.
Oh,
I should do it.
All right, go
9798.
All right. You the man.
Call 24/7.
24/7.
It really is. It's like
Unless he's at the beach, because he around from like 7 to 9 a.m. he leaves his phone and he just goes in the beach and just relaxes and gets his beautiful tan. Well, I also wanted to say thank you to you guys for inviting us.
Of
on.
course, it's our
It was a
pleasure.
great time. Really, really liked it. So
great
really
catching
appreciate
up.
it. It was good.
Oh, it's awesome. Thank you guys so much for
We
coming
look
up.
forward to having you guys back in
Damn
6
nice.
months. It's
Yeah.
going to be changing in 6 months, guys. So you better get in now because it might be too late.
Write this down. 6 months from now, 500 million market cap.
Hey,
Hey.
That's
10,
bold.
That's 10 cents.
Hey.
That's bold.
Hey, man, you've been right on the money 100% already.
I told some guys that I was showing them how to buy. We're going to be
not
at
a
10 million.
guarantee, but it's
It's the
disclaimer.
gambler in him. It's the gambler
it's
in him.
him.
I told him 10 million market cap, and we exceeded that. We went to 35 million market cap, and that guy is like, wow. So everything with my mind is
There we go.
on another level.
That's the secret, baby. He visualizes it and it
He
materializes.
manifests.
I
He
know,
manifests
I know where
it.
the project's going, so that's why. I mean, I'm like you said, I'm not guaranteeing it. I can see us being at 500, 600 million market cap by the end of the year. Top tier exchange. So even buying right now, it's still early.
Very early.
You guys listening?
Buy it.
You
Call
too.
Alex.
You too.
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, I'll buy it too.
You got to get your wife, your all your family members
know.
buying that.
We'll get
we might want to make this the official coin for Plains Dental.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. Maybe.
We got to put our shirts and everything. Start
We've talked a lot
advertising
about
it.
NFTs and the meta. We've talked a lot about NFTs with Sarah, as a matter of fact. So, we might have to throw some NFTs in that meta. Am I speaking the right language now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You sound solid actually.
I mean, George, he's not for sale, man. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here. It's great hanging out, great spending a good time with you guys, and I'm excited to have you guys back.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.